So today I'm gonna film my back workout and also all my meals of the day. It's pretty much always the same every day. So the first meal, I wake up, it's 7 a.m. I have some oatmeal with what we call here in France fromage blanc. It's like cottage cheese. I have 300 gram of cottage cheese and 150 gram of oats. So yeah, it looks like this, and I find it delicious personally, and I've been eating that for the last decade, so I'm used to it and I like it. I also have some honey from the mountains, very good honey, and a cup of coffee every morning, just one coffee per day, with my Dragon Ball Z the Goku cup. And yeah, generally speaking, I also end the first meal, the breakfast, with a fruit like an apple or a banana or whatever. So yeah, the breakfast, first meal of the day, and I will show you the next one during the day. Usually I have some nuts as well, like hazelnuts or almonds or whatever. I don't have any right now. I should buy some, but yeah, that's missing for today, but I usually eat some nuts as well. One is down, coffee as well, and I also take some supplements like omega-3, creatine, multivitamins, vitamin D3, things like that. So it helps me to recover and to be healthy. So yeah, I also take other subs during the day, zinc, magnesium, collagen, whey, even so it's food, but yeah, it's powder, so that's pretty much it. This is my meal number 2. I have some eggs, as you can see, 4 this time. Depending on the day, I have 4 or 5. Depends on the rest of the day if I have already enough protein or not. But generally speaking, it's 4 or 5. So yeah, doesn't change that much. I have some basmati rice as well under, and some green beans. So a classic bodybuilding meal. I eat pretty much the same every day. So yeah. So what you can see right now at the screen, I do my first exercise for my back workout. It's a back and abs workout, and I do start with the one arm lats pull down. I've been doing pull-ups and other variation of chin-ups over the years, and I'm trying this one for a few weeks or few months, and we'll see how it goes. So yeah, this is my first set. It's a warm-up set. I do 4 usually, but I filmed only this one because otherwise it would be boring to watch. So when I warm up, I always do it without the straps. I try to control, focus the weight, have a good technique, great range of motion, and yeah, it's very different from my working set. So here is my first working set. I usually do sets of 8 to 15 around that for my back exercise, at least on cables. Right now I'm doing only cables for my back. I'm trying to see the gain that I could make on that, because most of the free weight movements, they are a bit taxing on the lower back, and I try to avoid accumulating too much fatigue on this zone right now, because I have some issues on my lower back. So yeah, but it goes pretty well. I think I will still progress just as fine, as long as the effort is there and I push near failure on most of the sets. So yeah, I do like 4 sets most of the time on each movement, and the 3 first one I do
the same amount of repetitions. It's always sets across, so always the same weight on the 4 set. And the 3 first one, it's fixed reps. Like I will do on this one 3 by 17 right now. For the first exercise, I'm doing 12 to 20 reps right now on the cable lat pull down, one arm, because I feel it great like this. So yeah, and on the last set, I go all out, and it will be a 20 rep set, as you will see. So yeah, and I like to proceed like that, doing an AMRAP set on the last one, because yeah, at least I have a good stimulation. The last set generates a bit more fatigue, but once I'm done with the exercise, it's not a problem. So I can accumulate a lot of volume, and I don't like keeping too much reps in reserve on every set. It's frustrating, and it's hard to keep guessing every time how much repetition you have in reserve. So going all out on the last one, it's a good compromise, I think, and I enjoy training that way. So it's perfect for me. So right now I'm using 59 kilograms. I've been doing this exercise for a month, not even, and I'm not using a big load yet, but with weeks and months, I will put heavier and heavier weights. I will progress on that, and we'll see how it goes. But I think I will keep this exercise in my routine for quite some time. We'll see how it goes, and I think my back will get to another level, because I feel the lower lats a lot more than um, bilateral regular pull down with wider grip. So yeah, always try to experiment some variations of exercise. Try and keep those who work well with you. You don't have pain, you progress well, you like doing the movements. It's the most important thing at the end of the day, to enjoy what you do, enjoy your training, as long as it's a reasonable exercise selection, and you can progress week to week. And as you can see, I use the Versa grips as my straps, Versa Pro grips, and it's very good. It was a bit weird for me in the beginning, comparing to regular straps, but once you're used to it, it feels great, and it's even better. It's very resilient, solid. So give it a shot if you want. It's a bit expensive. Like I paid them $75 on Amazon, but it's a lifelong duration. So if you train like regularly, as I just like me, it's a good investment and investment. I don't even know how to say it in English. Whatever, you understood. But give it a shot, because the regular straps I had just before, I broke them like in 5, 6, 7 years. I don't know, but as long as you have straps for your back workout, you'll be fine. You will not be limited by your forearms, biceps, and you can put either weight to work your back. So it's a win-win. And as you can see, my forearm starts to break down at the end of the set, and it's fine. I mean, it's always working the back. So, and I always I prefer working in explosive fashion on most of my movements, pretty much. And because I want to have metrics, I can gauge my progress. I don't like tempo because it's a bit random, and it's not my favorite way of training. But to each their own. And after that, I will start the next exercise, which is the one arm cable row seated on the cable station. So here it is. Usually I'd rather do it, I prefer at least, on doing this exercise on a good seated chest supported machine, but in this gym I don't have one. I mean, there is two machines, but I don't like them at all. So when you don't have good options, you find a way around it, and doing it seated on the cable station is still a good alternative, and I still enjoy it. Plus, I also do after this exercise another one on the same cable, so at least I have it, and I don't have to wait if there is a lot of people around there. So it's great as well. What I like about this exercise, you can focus. As always, when you do one arm at a time, it's easier to focus, and you have more strength, more energy to allow to work your muscle. Sometimes it can take a bit more time, but for me, it's worth it. And also, you can have a greater range of motion when you do it one arm at a time, because otherwise, if you do it both arms, you have less contractions because your scapula, yeah, enters in contact to each other. So, and it's also good variation. You know, you do one arm, then both arms. You work your back multiple angles difference. So, yeah, for me, it's a good way to train your back is to have some movements, um, unilateral like this, and other movement doing both arms at the same time. So yeah, it's to keep the workout fresh, and trying to hit your back as with much angles as possible. Another thing about the straps is that, at least for me, I realized, and with other people I talked to as well, when I use them, I have a tendency to have a lot less tendonitis, um, because it protects your joints, and you don't abuse and overuse the joints, because the straps prevent you from doing too much work on your biceps flexions. So for me, it helps if I don't use grips at all. Um, if I accumulate too much volume, too much work, too much fatigue over the course of the weeks, I start to have a lot more pain in the forearms, and it's something you want to avoid definitely. Also, today I messed up my workout a bit because I train in the morning, like 11 a.m. I'm usually working out in the afternoon, like between 2, 3 p.m. or a bit more, and yeah, the first two sets on this exercise, I used 100 kilos. I was not in my best shape, in my best capabilities right now. I was a bit tired, not used to the schedule, so I lowered the weight, and I worked from there. But it's a detail, so yeah, it will be fixed in the next workout, and I will start to train again in the afternoon as I usually did. That's why you can see a difference in technique between the first two sets and the last two, because I lowered the weight by like 20%. So yeah, it was 79 kilos on the two last sets. But yeah, it's a good way to reduce your fatigue, and to work on the technique again, sometimes to reduce your weight, and working back up from there. So I have nothing in particular to add here, and you can advance the video if you want. I just show all my sets, but it's not something I will do every time, because it's redundant, it's boring. So I also recorded my chest day yesterday, and I only recorded the last set of each exercise because it's more interesting, and it shortens the length of the video, and it's better to see an AMRAP sets than easier sets. The previous one, where I keep like 2, 3, sometimes 4 repetition in reserve. It's still a hard set. I can feel it, even though on video sometimes it's not obvious, but it still has some good stimulation. But it's it's not interesting to watch. So from now on, when I'll do this kind of video, I will only record the last one. It will be better and yeah, more interesting to watch, as I said. Here is another classic bodybuilding exercise: seated cable rows, um, neutral grip, close grip. It's an old school movement done by the greatest, and it's one of my favorite as well. You can put heavy weights. It's comfortable. You have a good mind muscle connection, I find, on this, and it's good to have a to feel your muscle while still using heavy weight down in an explosive fashion. Very effective for hypertrophy. So yeah, it's my last back or upper back movement of the day. Right now, I'm only doing 3 exercises for my upper back instead of 4 before, because 4 was starting to get a bit too much, and I was entering the junk volume territory. So now I replaced the fourth movement by a lower back movement that you will see just after. And yeah, yet again, nothing in particular to add here. I'm using 83 kilograms right now. I cycle my progression, like on Saikan, it's a classic double progression scheme. Once I hit the end of a range, like I did 4x15 last week with 79 kilograms. So I put 4 more kilos on the cables, and yeah, I started over again at 4x8 repetition with 83 kilograms, and I work up from there until I can do all set across at 15 reps. And yeah, so I have it's easier, and you can at least you vary your intensity over the weeks. It's not always RPE 10 on every set, each workout. Otherwise, it takes a toll on your recovery. It's hard. But the first 3 sets were really easy. Maybe a bit too much. Like I had 4 or 5 reps in reserve, I think. And again, the last set is pushed to failure, or almost failure. And yeah, it compensates the lack of intensity of the first few sets, but the volume is still accumulating, and it's still working. I've been working out like that for almost over a decade now, and that's how I progressed, and that's how I like to train. So yeah, again, I want to add and to precise that I've been using pro splits like 4 or 5 days for the last 6 or 7 years without ever changing, working each muscle groups once a week, and I already done a video on the frequency, and it works very well if you know what you're doing and you don't skip days. You go to the gym regularly, you don't skip workouts. It works just fine as long as you put enough intensity during the sets and you're doing enough volume. If you like to train like that, you prefer it, just like me. Yeah, there's nothing wrong about it, and over a long period of time, like 5 to 10 years, you will not have less gain, maybe not better either, but it will just be the same. You will not notice the difference, So train like you want, not like other people say you should train. So here is my last back exercise for the day, specific lower back exercise. Notice how I round my back, and I try to not use my glutes and hamstrings as less as possible. I'm really concentrating on the lower back. It's like a crunch but in reverse. For the lower back, it's the same movement, but instead of working your abs, you work your lower back, and you're not using the hips, and yeah, you really try to isolate. It's harder, and yeah, when you work this muscle group, it burns as hell, especially when you're doing a lot of repetitions. You don't have to take a big load. Here I use like 11.25 kilograms for sets of 12 to 20. and it's more than enough. Since I've been incorporating this exercise, my lower back blew up. I mean, bigger muscles. I'm more shredded on the area, and ironically speaking and paradoxically speaking, it's been working better than the deadlift, because deadlift it's more like isometric exercise for the lower back. You don't work it dynamically, you know. So this exercise is the only one where you can load the lower back, isolate it, and work it dynamically, you know, like it's the same motion as crunch, but for the lower back. So for me, it's mandatory if you're really serious about your bodybuilding training and you want to be as big as possible everywhere and to have the best lower back possible. I highly recommend doing this exercise at the end of your back workout. And you can do variation of this exercise for the glutes and hamstring at the end of the leg workout, which is what I do. And yeah, give it a shot, try it, and tell me how it goes. You will feel the burn, and when you when you stand up, it feels great. Like you have a good posture, and it feels very good. Next up, as you can already see on the screen, I have some cable crunches. For me, it's the best abs exercise. You can load it heavy. You don't have movements forced by a machine. I tried a lot of machines, but a lot of them were trash. And you can be stable, putting your feet against the cable station like I do. And I mean, the feeling on this movement, you isolate your abs very well, and you can work heavy and still with higher reps like I do. I'm often doing 15 to 30 repetitions for the abs. It's a good sweet spot for me. That's how I built my abs, and nowadays I can safely say there are strong points. Nothing else to add in particular for this exercise. Coming up next, as you can already see as well, I do some reverse crunches, mainly to work the lower abs. I see a difference between when you do the abs and it's your legs coming up. It's not the same as when it's your torso coming down, you know. You isolate the abs differently. With the cable crunch, it's more like upper abs. And with the reverse crunch, it's more lower abs. And if you concentrate well and you do the movement properly, you can feel the difference and you will see the results over the months. So I can definitely recommend you to try it and tell me how it goes. So now I'm done. My back workouts usually last like 1 hour and a half, 6 exercise, 3 to 4 sets most of the time. And enjoy the posing at the end with some good epic music from Final Fantasy VII, old school classic. And enjoy the rest of the video and see you in the next one. Thank you for watching.
when the weather is good, like today. So I'm at 11,000 steps right now. I track my steps with my watch. It's way more practical and comfortable than just the phone, and it's way more precise as well. So I'm almost back home. I'm gonna hit, and yeah, I will end my steps at the end of the day. 20k almost every day, and that's how I get lean, and I can eat pretty much 4,000 calories per day. It takes time, but it's worth it in my opinion. This is my third and last meal of the day. A soup, homemade, spinach, courgettes, and I will eat that because I'm cooking the rice, so yeah, I will eat that until the rice is ready. This is the follow-up. Ground beef, 15% fat, some herbs from Provence where I live, Thai rice with some pepper, black pepper, some olive oil. I try to eat organic as much as possible, and yeah, that concludes my full day of eating.